Hey, welcome back to Name That Perp.
Perp Squad, how we doing? Recording in here because we're down in the basement. So like we hear the clocks. Like I hear the clocks going.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like Back to the Future. The opening episode, the opening scene where all the clocks are gonna go off at the same time.
Because from where we're sitting, we have like 3 clocks.
Yeah, that's all. It just reminds me of that Back to the Future. And I love that series. You know that. It's like one of my favorite series.
It's a great series.
It is a great series.
Listening to the clocks is so creepy.
Yeah, so it's like, are the listeners, can they hear it? Like, is it going to be that annoying?
No, because we've recorded down here for 5 out of 6 episodes so far. True. And they haven't heard them.
Yeah, and then we have Daisy.
Daisy click-clacking around.
Click-clacking.
Need to get her little nails done.
Yeah, little pug. Speaking of pug, she's what, now 15?
She's 15. She just had her birthday the day before Thanksgiving.
And Dottie
had her first Thanksgiving. She turned a year in October.
Yeah, her first full birthday. The little, we call her, you call her the tiny terrorist, because she really is.
Naughty Dottie.
Naughty
Dottie. To party.
She's they call her a blue French bulldog.
Blue French bulldog.
And I like
Daisy is a pug.
Yes, Daisy is a pug.
I think it was the second year in a row a pug was named the top dog in the U.S. on Thanksgiving.
Was that like the AKC Kennel Club thing? The dog show thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so that already happened too?
It happened on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a parade.
No, it happens every year on Thanksgiving.
Listen, I'm 40. I have no idea what's going on.
You should, because you're 40.
I know some things.
Like what?
I don't know. But I know some things. But there is one thing before we kick off the episode and get into the perp. You know how I wanted to kick off something interesting or something odd?
Yes.
This is something odd that I found.
Let's hear it.
So it's really hard to pronounce, and with my lisp as it is, and my stutter, whatever, it's a phobia. Okay. It's a phobia, but
you're already freaking me out.
No, don't.
All right, what is it?
It's an arachnophobia. Iraq buttery phobia.
What?
So it's ARACHIBUTYRO and then phobia. All right, it's so hard to pronounce.
I would have to see actually see the word.
Yeah, you can see it after the fact.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me what it means.
It's the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. This is legit. So what it is, that phobia.
A fear of choking on peanut butter when it gets stuck.
So it's an uncommon and quirky phobia. It doesn't stem from a fear of peanut butter itself, but it's from the unsettling sensation of it clinging to the palate.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Huh.
So while most people find this mildly annoying, people that suffer from this experience, it's as deeply as distressing or even terrifying. So why even touch peanut butter? If you're that
don't eat peanut butter.
If you're being force fed PB&J, I'm sorry, but just stay away from the peanut butter.
Not to go back to the dogs, but going back to the dogs. So Daisy, God bless her, she has seizures. So she gets medication 3 times a day. And so I just make a peanut butter sandwich and I cut it into
little squares.
9 squares or whatever I get out of it. And every dose, I just stick it in a little peanut butter sandwich and give it to her. And half of the time she gets it stuck on the roof of her mouth. And you just watch her for a minute, trying to lick it off the top of her mouth. Yeah. It's the cutest
it is adorable
thing, but I'm always so afraid that's going to cause her to have a seizure. She's going to get stressed out.
Because with the triggers, with the seizures, we don't know when they're going to happen.
It's she's stressed. Sometimes it's it's out of the blue.
It could be random as hell.
Yeah. Don't know. Sometimes it's just petting her. She gets excited and it's terrifying.
Yeah, if you scratch the back, she gets down low and it's oh shit.
Right.
We might have
Is it going to happen?
So not only is it eating peanut butter, but it's like anything
Eating peanut butter.
you need to pee away from it because. But anything sticky, I guess, any sticky foods. Watching someone else struggle with sticky food is another trigger
That
for
would
them.
stress me.
Even imagining the sensation of peanut butter stuck in the mouth. So even if you think about it, that's a trigger for some people.
I get it.
The symptoms
Especially
include,
if you have choked in the past.
which I do, because I know you didn't want to like talk about it.
You can
but
talk
for
about
me,
your own stuff.
yeah, I have the colitis, ulcerative colitis, the colitis, but I have it in my throat as well.
Yeah.
And I choke on almost anything and everything that I eat.
You got you.
And it's
You are because of that, you are the slowest eater.
I am.
And
I really
feel
am.
like when I eat with you, it's like I just got out of prison.
Yes.
And I like
you're like,
my food.
You're like the tiniest person, but the way you eat, like someone is behind you, like about to like snatch the food away, and that's how fast you eat.
You've met my family. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I guess. So the symptoms of this phobia: rapid heartbeat, sweating, nausea, or gag reflex.
This is also my anxiety.
So it keeps going because the emotional factors include anxiety, dread, or irrational fear when offered peanut butter. So if somebody offers this person, I guess it's not funny because
the same physical reaction when someone asks me if I'm ready to go back to work.
Which
are you ready to come back from maternity leave? Absolutely not.
Yeah, which is coming up, and I know it's bittersweet, more bitter than sweet because you're going back. But all right, let me get back to the phobia, because I know you can get emotional when we're talking about
I'm not getting emotional. Talk about your peanut butter phobia.
Right. So all right, so I talked about the irrational fear when offered peanut butter, behavioral, avoiding peanut butter, sticky foods, or related situations altogether. So this is legit. I've never met anyone that, I mean, yes, we've met people like that have the allergy.
Right. But like it reminds me of like Maury back in the day when they would be like, "You're afraid of pickles," and they'd bring out like a jar of pickles.
Yeah, some messed up shit.
Yeah. Cotton balls. Do you remember that episode?
No, but
so there was an episode where they were introducing people who had irrational people who had irrational fears, and this person was like, I hate cotton balls, I hate the way they feel, I hate the way they sound, I'm terrified of them. And I understand like texture things, but this person's like, I am terrified of cotton balls. So they have these two people, I think men, dress up in like cotton ball masks and cotton ball suits, and they went all out. They looked terrifying, and they come out and like chase this poor woman. Jesus. Like, if you didn't have a fear already, here you go. We'll have to find the clip and see if we can post it.
Like, imagine going to school with that fear, and it's like snowing out, and they're doing like the cotton balls for the snow
paint with, or like
snowmen.
Yes.
Like, no, we can't do that today. So it's like
yeah,
it's crazy to do something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and stay away from like snowballs,
right?
Like, oh my god. So if it sounded a little odd, we don't edit our podcast.
No,
we just paused it because the baby woke up and Katie had to run up and make sure he was good. But we don't do any editing. We're like,
one day maybe we're
not that professional.
We'll learn. We'll figure things out. Yeah. But for now,
yeah,
it is what it is.
It's like that SpongeBob, like 5 hours later.
Literally.
So he's back in bed. He's snuggled. So to finish up my phobia, the origin might develop due to like a traumatic experience.
Makes sense.
Choking as a child, strong sensory sensitivities, or an exaggerated response to the texture and thickness of a certain food.
I feel like I knew all of this without ever doing the research.
Yeah. And the impact on life, to finish it up. While it may seem harmless, a rat buttery phobia can interfere with social interactions, dining experiences, or even simple day habits if peanut butter is common in the environment. So you know those little, what do they call them? Crustables?
Oh yeah, Uncrustables.
Uncrustables. Like those are like the best inventions out there, no?
I've never had one.
No, I mean if you freeze them and then take them out or even refrigerate them,
I've heard
they
this,
are incredible.
but I've never
They really are
had
incredible.
one. I've just always made my own sandwiches.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So I mean,
Had my homemade.
that was my phobia. That was my odd thing to start, to kick off the show.
And it is an odd way to kick off the show.
But you know what it's time for? It's that time. Showtime.
Let's name that perp.
Yes. Let's go ahead and name that perp. Well, we're not going to name him right away.
No,
Okay.
you're gonna name them.
So we're talking about legal issues that have surrounded not one, but two perps over the years.
Yes. So we are gonna start with one. We'll reveal at the end, and then we will talk about our second perp of the day.
Yeah, let's do it.
So our first perp has had several legal issues and run-ins with the law over the years. Starting January 23rd in 2014, they were charged with driving under the influence, resisting arrest,
Shocker.
without violence.
That's
I feel
good.
like that's important to
That's
note.
definitely good.
And having an expired driver's license. This was our perp's most well-known arrest. They were caught drag racing in their Lamborghini in a residential area in Miami while intoxicated. They were allegedly under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, and prescription drugs. They were arrested and later released after posting bail. Their behavior during the arrest, including attempts to boast about their fame, gained a lot of media attention.
So you mentioned it was alleged, but it's not alleged. This actually, were they found guilty? Like what exact, you know what I mean? Like, I know we have to say allegedly.
Yeah, so our perp gets out of a lot of trouble. They were charged, but spoiler, like they never spent any time in jail.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they don't have any consequences. You'll learn a little bit later. But
I was just curious
when it comes to
we say allegedly all the time.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, as in this instance, but this more
because if it wasn't proven in court, it is alleged.
Yeah, I mean, but do we have to be so politically correct? We're a podcast.
I'm gonna say yes.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with another allegation. This was from January 2014. See, I think when it comes to the Lamborghini, many are gonna figure it out.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
So this allegation was an assault against a limo driver. In early 2014, a limo driver accused our perp of assaulting him after an altercation in Toronto. Our perp allegedly hit the driver in the back of the head while being driven with a couple of friends. However, police later confirmed that no charges were filed in the case, and it seemed to fade from the spotlight. Hence your
right.
Yeah,
and that's an interesting one because it was like very vague, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking like, was it like this violent assault, or was it like he was trying to get their attention, like tap their shoulder, but hit their head instead?
Yeah.
And maybe the limo driver was like, I know this person's worth money.
This is big. Yeah, this is a big celebrity. Let me go ahead and make some false claim.
Right. So in January 9th, 2014, seems to be running a little theme here. Very short time span of getting in trouble. They were charged with a felony.
Okay.
In this incident, our perp was accused of egging a neighbor's house in Calabasas, California.
A felony for this?
Oh, buckle up. The damage was estimated at around $20,000.
Jesus, how big were these eggs?
They were ostrich eggs. And our perp was investigated for felony vandalism. Authorities oh my goodness. I can't talk today. It's me. Executed a search warrant on their home, and our perp was questioned. They eventually agreed to a plea deal and were required to pay restitution to the victim, complete community service, and attend anger management classes.
Holy shit. Like, you egg someone and it cost you 20 grand.
For starters.
But it's just insane.
You did 20 grand in damage, and then you also had to pay. So you had to pay that plus restitution. Like, I'm sure they had to pay some more damage.
Let's hope it was worth it, because
I doubt it. But I'm curious as to like whose house it was, because Calabasas, I think of like the Kardashians.
Yeah, what was it? Selling Sunset is another show.
Selling Sunset. Yeah, that's
the houses.
Multi-million-dollar houses. Yeah. So I mean, you could have broken a window and it was $20,000.
Yeah, custom-made windows, whatever.
Exactly.
So this altercation that I'm going to mention is it has to do with the paparazzi. This was in Australia in November 2013. The allegation, was where the perp, while in Australia, Purpose World Tour in 2013. So they were on tour, and I guess it's a big hint because
that's the name of their tour.
Yeah, Purpose World Tour in 2013. It kind of threw me off because I thought, are we giving it away right now?
Well, clearly you would have no idea.
No. Our perp was allegedly involved in an altercation with a photographer who was trying to take their picture. The paparazzo filed a report against our perp claiming that he was attacked. The police investigated, but no charges were filed. See, we see this so often. It was Michael Strahan was the most recent that I remember. He supposedly didn't, put his hand over his heart, and then, paparazzi went to his house. It was on the sidewalk. Either way, but Strahan got a little aggressive,
in
whatever.
Your space, they're too close for comfort. Your family,
they're too ballsy.
Yeah,
paparazzi is way too ballsy,
Absolutely.
And they know they can. Are they looking for a picture, or are they looking to get paid?
Yeah.
And most of them are looking to get paid.
And it's like Chappell Roan said, and I know that she's gotten a lot of flack for
We love Chappell Roan.
I love Chappell Roan.
We saw her live. That's why. That was a big reason why.
But she had said, I'm just some bitch. You don't know me. Chappell Roan is her persona. That's not her real name. That's not who she really is.
Right.
That is her as a performer.
Right, just like a wrestler.
So when she's out walking the street with no makeup or whatever, and people are following her, she's like, what is going on? Why are you following me? Why are you stalking me? So even if you are super famous, you should have some right to privacy.
Well, I mean, that's a gray area, because once you become a superstar, you have that superstar status, that all goes out the window. You know what I mean? You can't do anything. You can't take a shit without somebody wanting to know. That's just the way show business and being a celebrity is.
I mean, it's like that here and some other countries, but then there is also countries that ban paparazzi and taking pictures.
Yeah, they should. Consent. Yeah, they should. Give them, I mean, yes, they perform. They are celebrities, but it is such a gray area, though.
Yeah. So while in Argentina in 2013, our perp was accused of spray painting graffiti on a wall in Buenos Aires. A video surfaced showing our perp and their entourage involved in the act. However, no official charges were filed in this case, and it was considered a minor incident.
Okay. So back in the States, this was April 2013. The allegation is disorderly conduct. Our perp was involved in a disorderly conduct incident during a visit to Cleveland, Ohio, which we've been. Actually, an amazing city. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Cleveland was awesome. It was reported that they were caught making noise in a hotel lobby in early hours of the morning, and allegedly causing a scene. Authorities were called, but no formal charges were filed. I mean, that right there is a little seems like a little petty. They could have just had like hotel security.
But it's also this time period, our perp was like really known for their drunken outbursts, being under the influence. Pretty much any time they were out, that's how you saw them.
To me, it's like, all right, so it's a hotel. If it's not like Las Vegas where it's Tupac and Biggie type shit, like calm down.
But when you're touring, I mean, a lot of musicians party while they're on tour. It's the lifestyle, but this person's also pretty young.
Okay. I mean, I think we've given so many hints that...
I don't think we've given as many as you think.
Really? Okay.
While our perp has faced a number of allegations and legal issues over the years, many of these were dropped, resolved with plea deals, or didn't result in formal charges. In the years following these incidents, they have publicly apologized and worked to improve their image, focusing more on their music career and personal life. Our perp isn't famous for just their allegations. They have received numerous awards, including Grammy Awards, American Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, with over 150 million records sold. They are the #1 best-selling artist. Well, this is outdated. Maybe best-selling male artist of all time.
Yeah, I would say one of.
Yeah, one of. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread. It does say they are one of the best-selling music artists of all time.
Yeah, and still going strong, because if you haven't named that perp, if you said Justin Bieber, you are correct. If you don't know, he is a Canadian singer, songwriter, and actor. Became a global pop sensation at a young age. He was born March 1, 1994, in London, Ontario, Canada. Bieber first gained widespread attention in 2008 when his mother uploaded videos of him singing covers of songs on YouTube. His talent quickly caught the eye of Scooter Braun.
Boo.
Ooh. I knew you were going to say that. A talent manager who discovered him and signed him to the Island Records label. Justin's debut single, One Time, in 2009 was a commercial success and marked the start of his meteoric rise. His debut album, My World, in 2009 also was a huge hit, and he became a teen idol. His popularity exploded with the release of his second album, My World 2.0, in 2010, which featured the smash hit Baby.
Baby.
The song became one of the most viewed videos on YouTube at the time and made him a household name. So I wanted to touch base on the whole. I feel bad for Bieber. You know, there's so many things about Justin Bieber that is out there that I think deep down he's hurting.
Oh yeah.
I
think he has a lot of healing to do, and he has done.
He's definitely gone through some shit because of with the whole Diddy thing and Usher and all that. It's just there's so many things to
unpack.
Oh, it's.
And we have to say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
I mean, he's never come out and made any allegations, but there certainly are things flying around.
It's like Easter eggs. Like, like Taylor dropped Easter eggs. It's like some of his songs.
Yeah.
Like he drops
Lonely. Lonely breaks my heart listening to it.
Exactly.
The way, not just the lyrics, but the way he sings.
He performs, yeah. It's
Yeah, he's definitely evolved as he's grown older, and he does continue to release albums. Believe in 2012, Purpose in 2015. Songs like Sorry, Love Yourself, and What Do You Mean became massive chart toppers, solidifying his position as one of the most successful and influential pop stars of his generation. Bieber's personal life has been heavily scrutinized by the media. He faced various controversies and legal issues during his teenage years, leading to criticism of his character. However, over the years, he has spoken about his struggles with fame, mental health, and finding balance.
Yeah, so I mean, Bieber, eventually married Hailey Baldwin.
Now Hailey
Bieber in 2018. They became one of the most well-known celebrity couples, and they still are. In August of this year, they welcomed their first child, Jack Blues Bieber. He was recently featured on Billboard's list of the 25 most influential pop stars of the 21st century. He was listed as number 8.
Did you see? I know we have different algorithms, but Billboard released their list and she commented.
Haley did?
And she was like, number 8. Like, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was like pissed that
he was
that he was that low, that he was number 8. But I mean, honestly, he hasn't really done much in the last almost 10 years.
Yeah.
But Taylor Swift got number 2.
Who's number 1?
Take one guess.
I don't know.
No, you do.
I know. I'm asking you who number 1 is. If Taylor's number 2, then who the hell's number 1?
Who's the only one that Taylor has ever compared to?
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I will say, she has been known longer than Taylor.
And of course, Destiny's Child was the shit.
Yeah.
I love
I mean, she has been like a pioneer. So yeah. I understand it.
I think Beyonce's catching a lot of flack for the whole country genre, like jumping into the whole country thing.
But she was a Texan.
She was never, what was she? I don't think she was ever nominated for any like award for her country album, was she? I don't even.
Not by like the CMAs.
CMAs or something. Yeah, that was the most recent controversy.
Right.
Yeah.
There was definitely some uproar about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
people
Beyonce.
Don't like change. People don't like anything.
It's like, why are you getting into country music? You're Beyonce.
Yeah, and because she fucking can.
She's fucking Beyonce.
Like, remember how much shit Taylor got for going pop?
Yeah.
When she went from country to pop, and it was like, ugh, why would she do that?
Now, who would ever see Taylor going back to country? No one.
Right?
I mean, no.
She writes like a country singer, like her story songs.
Right, yeah.
Like, she definitely has
storytelling is definitely that country vibe. Yeah.
I love that we bring Taylor into every episode.
So to finish up on Bieber, because there's so many TikToks and so many videos and things like that, how he was like not groomed, but like
I would say that's
groomed.
The word.
Okay, so groomed is a word, but how about like the celebrity women like Jenny Garth?
Oh my gosh,
Leah Remini, like
publicly
James Corbin
commented on like comments about
really
his body.
Inappropriate, like extremely inappropriate.
Huge celebrities like Pink, even Katy Perry, like
if you said that type of shit today, you're canceled because it is cancel culture. And it's so inappropriate.
I really think that people don't always see what's right in front of them. Like, we watched that happen and we were just like, oh, whatever. We didn't really think like, oh my gosh, this kid is only 14, 15, 16. Even at 20, 22, like, keep your hands to yourself, respect some boundaries.
But like you said, we were so blinded then.
Yeah, we definitely were.
It was the norm.
Yeah.
And the norm has changed.
I mean, social media definitely has its drawbacks, but it has certainly like pulled the wool over.
Yeah.
Well, released the wool over our eyes. Pulled back the wool. Yeah. Something like that.
It never died. The internet never goes away.
Yeah.
Videos, they'll always resurface. We've seen it so many times. People getting shit and things coming out that, and Jimmy Kimmel's one of them. I do not like Jimmy Kimmel. I never have. And it's just the way he goes about, like, save us. And then he's off doing the Man Show.
Well, he hasn't done the Man Show in 20 years. But
I'm just saying it's resurfaced now.
Yeah, it's
degrading
crazy
women.
That he calls out someone for misogyny when he had the most misogynistic show. But we digress. So let's get into our second part.
So that was Justin Bieber.
That was Bieber. Yes.
So we're going to do the second perp.
Yes.
So we're going to jump into that.
Perp.
So this perp has had their share of controversies. Who hasn't? Both personal and professional. So we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at some of the major legal battles that they have faced.
Yes. So our perp was born November 19th, 1989 in Compton, California. They have been They have had quite a ride in the music industry, but like many celebrities, their fame hasn't come without its fair share of legal drama. One of the biggest legal issues they faced over the years has been financial troubles. From lawsuits to unpaid debts, it's been a roller coaster.
Sure it has. And let's start out with one of the most public legal issues, our perp's troubles with his real estate landlord. In 2015, our perp was sued by his landlord for failing to pay rent. The lawsuit claimed that our perp had defaulted on nearly $200,000 in rent payments.
Damn.
This wasn't the first time they'd faced financial issues. It seemed like their extravagant lifestyle was catching up with them. I mean, you have $200,000 in back rent. You don't even own the house. That's rent. Like, holy shit.
That's mortgage.
So it seemed like they were living beyond their means, and this wasn't the only financial mess our perp was in. They also faced tax liens from the IRS. In 2016, reports surfaced that our perp owed more than $1 million in back taxes. To make matters worse, their luxury cars and jewelry were reportedly seized to cover part of the debt. It was a serious blow to their reputation, especially since they were known for flaunting their wealth on social media.
Oof, that's a blow to the ego.
A little bit.
And these financial issues weren't just limited to taxes. The perp also found themselves in a lawsuit over unpaid jewelry. A jewelry company claimed the perp owed them over $200,000 for items they had purchased and failed to pay for. Our perp, however, denied the charges, saying they had been given the items on credit and were in the process of making payments. But it added more fuel to the fire when it came to their financial struggles.
Of course.
Our perp's legal woes didn't stop with money problems. There have also been some serious allegations involving their personal relationships. One of the most talked about controversies was their relationship with Blac Chyna, who accused them of abuse in their past relationship. While no charges were filed, the public accusations raised a lot of questions about their personal life.
And of course, let's not forget about their relationship with Kylie Jenner. Although they were never married, their relationship with Kylie raised a lot of eyebrows because of the significant age gap. When they started dating, Kylie was only 16, while perp was in their 20s.
Ooh.
Critics questioned whether their relationship was inappropriate, and some even raised legal concerns, though nothing came of it legally. I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, okay, I know who this is.
Yeah, honestly,
you mentioned the Kardashians.
That's how I knew who this person was until I looked up things about them.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I feel like the Kardashians also come up in every episode, but because there was this clip that's resurfaced of Kris telling Kim that she should date Justin Bieber.
Oh,
but
I remember that clip.
10 years older than me. She's in her 40s.
That's what part of the TikTok that I watched. Yeah.
Yeah. And Justin's younger than me. So I feel like Kris is whatever, Kylie, be with this person. They're rich and famous.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
But were they though?
Right? Were they rich? So the relationship with Kylie was definitely one of the most controversial chapters in this perp's personal life. Moving away from the personal side, another legal issue our perp ran into was his exotic pet tiger.
Oh my God.
Back in 2015, our perp posted a video on social media showing off their pet tiger at their home. The problem? It's actually illegal to own such an exotic animal in California without a permit.
I mean, it throws off Mike Tyson vibes for me. Come on now.
It brings me back to The Hangover.
Yeah.
So Animal Troll.
Paw Patrol.
Animal Control got involved and our perp was forced to give up the tiger. Authorities were concerned about both the safety of the animal and the perp's ability to care for it properly. Our perp later claimed he didn't know it was illegal to own a tiger.
Sure.
But they did cooperate and sent the animal to a sanctuary.
Hopefully it wasn't a Joe Exotic. The Tiger King himself.
I that too. Like, did it go to Carol?
No shit. Oh my god. So that Tiger saga definitely got people talking. But as you said, our perp's financial struggles and personal controversies, they have been a recurring theme throughout their career. Whether it was lawsuits, unpaid debts, which was a lot, or legal disputes over their relationships, their legal issues have been a constant presence. Despite all of that, our perp has managed to keep their career going. They've continued to release music, stay relevant in the media, and even reinvent their public persona. It just goes to show that sometimes, even with major legal issues, a celebrity can stay on top if they manage to navigate the storm. Oh, I like that. Nice writing. It definitely had been a rocky road, but our perp managed to come out on the other side.
Have you named that perp?
No.
The Rack City rapper, Michael Ray Stevenson, or maybe you know him as Tyga. Tyga was signed by Lil Wayne, Young Money Entertainment, and is probably best known for dating Kylie Jenner. His discography consists of 7 studio albums, 3 compilation albums, 20 mixtapes, and 67 singles.
All right. So I had no idea who Tyga even was. I still don't, really.
So I knew that he dated Kylie.
Like, I remember all of that, but I didn't know who he was then.
Right. Like, I knew he was a rapper, but I could not think of anything he...
Because once it came out, I'm like, who is Kylie with? Who the hell is Tyga?
And then as I'm like researching this, I'm like, where the fuck is Rack City? And then
Rack City, right?
And then it like hit me. I'm like, oh, Rack City, bitch. Rack
yeah. Well, I was trying to keep it proper and say check, but the radio version, you went all out with the studio release.
I don't believe in the radio version.
So his stage name Tyga, it came from his childhood nickname Little Tiger Woods, and stands for Thank You, God Always.
TYGA.
Yeah. He has a son with Black China, King Cairo. Yeah. I mean, all these celebrities with these children's names.
It's not just celebrities, though.
Like, all right. So just in general nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, I get giving your child a strong name, but...
There's strong, and then there's what is this?
Yeah,
a pet?
like it's not really obtainable. Like, your child is not going to be a king. They're not in the line. I mean, unless it's some kind of like gang related thing. I don't know. They're not trying to make any allegations that he's in a gang. Just saying.
No, of course. We're a podcast. We don't shit. Who cares? Like, we're not politically correct.
But I don't want to get sued.
We're not going to get sued.
I don't want to get a cease and desist letter.
That would be fun. I would read it during a podcast. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I probably would read it.
Like,
maybe then we get like even more like attention.
Right? That would be great.
It would be.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those were our 2 perps.
Those were our perps.
I still feel so bad for Justin Bieber.
I know.
The Bieber.
Yeah. And really, all of his indiscretions were in such a short period of time. And he was so young and he was going through so much. And I think that the people he was surrounded by were the ones that got him to do drugs and drink and whatnot. And then you just learn to do that to numb the pain, whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
Really sad.
It really is, but I mean, it was I don't know. I just feel bad.
I do too. That's why I did Tyga, because I thought it would be a bit lighter.
I still have, you'd have to show me a picture once again
of Tyga,
of like who Tyga is.
He's got like, does he have face tattoos? I think he has face tattoos. Oh no, but he has like he's covered in tattoos, like. covered.
Did he pay for them, or are they still in credit?
You know, I am not going
I
to
didn't
make
even-
any allegations.
I didn't know that Tiger had that. I mean, he's young. He's also young too now, 89.
Yeah, he's
But
35.
within his career, though, did it kick off that rocky? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but he grew up in Compton, which is pretty rough.
City of
So-
Compton.
Right.
Yeah.
So to close things out, we have another email.
Oh my God.
Yes, one of our lovely listeners sent us an interesting message.
Okay.
All right. Howdy, Perp Squad. I have a wild one. Back in the early 2000s, one of Massachusetts' most notorious murderers, Gary Sampson, was all over the news. Sampson was a drifter, I believe bank robber, and while evading police, violently murdered 3 men and attempted to kill a 4th. Do you remember him?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sampson was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder. In 2003, he was sentenced to death by lethal injection, but the verdict was overturned. He ended up dying in prison. The details are gruesome, so I won't get into that, but I will get into the good stuff. When Sampson went on his spree, it was all over the news. Everyone was talking about it, and we were absolutely glued to the TV to see what would happen next. One afternoon, nonchalantly, my mom says, "Oh, my friend Susan," not her real name, "dated him." What? My mom and her friend are now in their early 60s, but back in the early 80s, when they were in high school, Susan dated one of Massachusetts' most notorious murderers.
Holy shit.
At the time, Mom told me Susan said he was a good-looking guy, but sort of withdrawn and just not her type. They only went on a few dates. Years later, when I asked my mom about Susan and Sampson, she said they never dated. Susan just knew him from school. Oh, how the years change our memories. See. Thank you, C, for writing in.
Definitely.
Do you remember?
I do remember
how
it. I
crazy
mean,
that was.
It was 2003. It was a while ago.
Yeah, but it's
But
literally
it's close to home.
so. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's so close. Like it's
Well,
like
I was in Rhode
the
Island. during
murders
this.
were literally 10 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
So I remember one of the victims was, I think, the one that lived. He brought him, it was in the woods behind Barrett's Ale House
Okay.
in Abington,
Yeah.
because he was coming from New Hampshire and like went
Down the
south.
95 south.
And this person, like, he tied them to a tree and like was
Some satanic
torturing
shit.
them. No, it was like stabbing, like torturing them, like was going to kill them. And it was just awful. And somehow I think he thought that the poor kid was a college kid. I think he thought he was dead. And so he was just like, I'm going to let the animals finish you off, or I'm going to let them have at you, whatever. And left. But thankfully he was found. But it was like such an intense, scary story. Like that was happening like down the
your
street.
backyard, literally.
Yeah. Ugh.
Damn.
So maybe that's another reason why I can't go to Barrett's Haunted Mansion, because I'm like, there are demons here.
Yeah, that's some legit scary shit.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, he was sentenced to lethal injection, but they ended up overturning his conviction, one of his convictions. And
was it because of evidence or
it was something about one of the jurors. So
like
he
a
had,
bias?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I don't really remember. It's been a really long time, but
Yeah, we'd have to look it up again.
yeah, but he did die in jail of like liver failure. I think he had liver cancer. Boo-hoo. Anywho.
Who is right? So if you enjoyed that and you also want to hear more stories about popular perps, be sure to subscribe to Name That Perp. We'll be back with more stories, of course, and that you won't hear anywhere else. I think we're getting to the point of being unique.
I think so.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know many podcasts like games that you can play along.
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept, like name that perp, it's definitely a fun concept.
Yeah.
So that's our show. I want to thank you. We want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity scandals. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and stay safe.
And stay away from perps.